What up YouTube, we back with another YouTube reaction video. In this video we're going to dive a little bit more deeper on what is Pizzagate and a little bit more about Epstein and the tragedy he's did, and pretty much just shed more light on it and you know, pretty much expose the darkness. So everybody share this video, everybody check it out. And at first people thought Pizzagate was a conspiracy theory at first. It was some people that was already speaking about it. But it wasn't like pushed out there because people didn't thought it was true, you know. And pretty much what Pizzagate is, it was pretty much like I said before, a conspiracy theory of trafficking little children, things like that, like very heinous acts. And people didn't thought it was real because obviously it wasn't shown to the public. But now that it's shown into the public, with the Epstein files and things like that, people have a different sense of opinion now. And that goes to show you, like, if they're showing us that, imagine what they're not showing us. The amount of wickedness and evil that's in the world, you know. And this is like things we gotta expose and things we gotta like talk about because these are serious, you know. And it's crazy how they show this, like the Epstein files, and then days later they start with the Super Bowl, Grammys, things like that. All these other unnecessary things to distract you off of it, of what they actually shown us. And it's crazy too because it actually worked. You know, a lot of people got distracted off of it. A lot of people go into these unnecessary things and watching these unnecessary games. Like the people not realize what they just shown us. Like, these people are evil, bro. Evil. And they trying to still distract us off of it. Like, that's crazy to me, bro. Like, it's out of my, like, that gives you like a sense of, obviously, when you walk into faith in the Lord, things like that, a part of you feels joy, you know, because now you understand more and more that the Lord is real because of how dark the world is. So when it's dark, there's light. When it's evil, there is good. You know, so yeah, everybody check this video out. It's a video from Ben Swan, and he pretty much, I believe they took this video down like years ago, and now it's resurfaced because obviously you have more freedom of speech now, and you're not as much silenced, and which is still debatable. I feel like some people still get silenced, but you gotta check the video out, and he pretty much explains it of Epstein, and he was actually Pizzagate. And so you better check the video out, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, let's check this video out, guys. Your discretion is advised.
Is Pizzagate. Let that sink in for a minute. Jeffrey Epstein is Pizzagate. 10 years ago, Pizzagate was by far the #1 trending topic on Twitter. But the claim of pedophile elites who preyed on children was so insane that Pizzagate was shrugged off as a wild fever dream of a conspiracy theory. I was the first mainstream reporter to dare give the facts surrounding Pizzagate. My corporate career was destroyed over it, so what? My professional reputation was obliterated, that wasn't fun. And I wasn't the only one. Anyone who dared to suggest that this might be true was blacklisted, shadow banned, or thrown off of social media. But then, just days ago, the largest dump of Epstein files revealed what some of us have been telling you for a decade, that Pizzagate is real. Not that there is a pizza parlor at the center of a child trafficking ring, but that child trafficking rings run by some of the most powerful people in the world do exist. Tonight, I want to remind you of what I told you then and compare that to what we have now learned.
Pizzagate. It became a major story weeks ago when an armed man decided to investigate a D.C. area pizza place for himself. This man right here, he carried a rifle into a pizza parlor and then fired it at the floor. Media is telling you the entire story is a hoax or fake news. But what does that even mean? I spent the last month investigating. So what exactly is Pizzagate?
Well, the story that came to be known as Pizzagate did not begin with a rumor, nor was it created by Macedonian sheep farmers, as CNN actually once claimed. It began with WikiLeaks, authentic, verified emails taken from the phone of the chairman of Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign, John Podesta. Those emails were real. In all these years, by the way, no one has actually disputed that. Inside those emails were communications that struck a lot of people, not just online commentators, but researchers and former law enforcement as unusual to say the least. References to pizza and to pizza handkerchiefs. And
that's what I'm saying. That's what I found so disgusting. You know, it's like I don't look at pizza the same no more. You know, hearing about this, it's like, bro, like one thing I saw too was like these symbols would be on some pizza places as well. These type of symbols. This exact symbol right here will be on the symbol on the restaurant, the pizza spot. And it's very disturbing because you would think that place is for to go eat, enjoy your time, but nah, it's deeper than that, bro. It's deeper than that. That's where you lure the kids in, you know, with stuff like, oh yeah, this is gonna taste good for you, or get this. You know, it's like it's very manipulative, very evil for sure.
To maps, to private gatherings involving powerful people, some very bizarre stuff. In fact, the first people to draw attention to those emails were a group of self-proclaimed pedophiles on 4chan and 8chan who claimed the Podesta was using the same terminology that they use to speak in coded language. And in researching those emails, I found a 2010 entry into Urban Dictionary. It's still there, by the way. It confirms that cheese pizza is a commonly coded term for child pornography, CP.
I want you to see these images here. These are the
Crazy
images. Notice
chat.
this one on the end, the triangle. That image signifies something called boy love. The pizza place next door to Comet Ping Pong Pizza, Besta Pizza, well, this was their logo until only a few weeks ago. Clearly, you can see that the Besta logo actually contains the same image, I'm going to show you again, as that boy lover image. Interestingly, after Pizzagate investigators pointed this out, Besta Pizza changed their logo, and there it is now. They removed the triangle.
Crazy.
Yeah, 10 years ago, I was called a dangerous conspiracy theorist and a madman.
That's what I don't get either. It's like that makes me question just FBI as well, because it should have been smarter than that. It should have been smarter than that, and it should have like really dive into it. But you know, money, you have a significant amount of money in this world. You can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of things, and unfortunately, there's some people out there that rather have the money than do the actual more right thing to do. That's how evil people are. People can be indulged in greed, you know, self-pride, and it's not focused on the actual good things to do. That's like really rational and just good to do. Nah, they rather have the money for themselves and continue to indulge in the wrong things because they're wealthy and they have a lot of money. I said money is the root of all evil. Okay, isn't it just a piece of paper? Just a piece of paper that holds a lot of power. Why is that? Why is that? You know, it's like, it gets the question like, is people doing it for their job? Like, what if you got a lot of money and you give it to, I would say, FBI, a lawyer, or a judge? It's like you can literally buy your way out. What do you think about it? Because this guy was a sex offender and he got released into the public. Crazy, bro. This is a crazy world we live in.
Claiming that pedophiles and possibly even pedophile elites might use coded language, even though it was online pedophiles who said that's exactly what they do. Which brings us back to this new Epstein release, because in it, the word pizza is mentioned 911 times. That's right, 911 times adults are emailing back and forth about slices of pizza and about pizza parties. And the word pizza is often paired with grape soda in bizarre contexts within emails addressed to Epstein by individuals whose names have been mostly redacted. So
disgusting.
Here's one. Quote, "This is better than a Chinese cookie. Let's go for pizza and grape soda again. No one else can understand." Or this one. "Mr.
Wow.
Epstein would like to see the menu from the pizza place. Could someone send it, please?" Or this one from 2014. "Sit down, because I know you won't believe this. Are you sitting? Jeffrey says he wants to go out to a pizza place with you. He did not mention a particular pizza place, but he knows you are in the know on this," with a little winking emoji.
Disgusting.
All of the emails that I just shared with you were from 2014, right about the same time period of the John Podesta emails that WikiLeaks published and started the entire Pizzagate saga.
Now let's talk about the Podesta brothers, because remember, it was John Podesta's email that was hacked. In those leaked Podesta emails, John Podesta talks about his close relationship with Dennis Hastert, the former Speaker of the House, who was recently sentenced to 15 months in prison for abusing boys years ago.
Yeah, well, speaking of the Podesta brothers, again, there was no direct evidence of them being involved in child sex trafficking from those emails. But as we pointed out at the time, there was a lot of bizarre communication, including an email from John Podesta to his brother Tony. The subject line, "Last night was fun," and the first line reads, "Still in torture chamber." That email got really no attention 10 years ago, but today, a 2009 email from Jeffrey Epstein is getting a lot of attention, as it asks, "Where are you? You okay? I love the torture video."
To the fallout from the latest release of the Jeffrey Epstein documents, they include...
This is, very disturbing stuff, like, these people had a motive the whole time. These people had evil plans, evil agendas the whole time. It's just, that goes to show you, like, these people clearly have evil intentions, and as Americans, we gotta be aware of this, because this is serious. This is serious. This is truly disturbing. And I'm just like grateful and thankful that the Lord Jesus Christ saved us. Saved us. Get a way out of this world. Because these people obviously sold their soul from the other side to the other side. That's what they're doing, these evil and heinous acts. Obviously, they don't care about young children's lives. Very disturbing. And I'm going to show you something else before we finish the video. A little research on Jeffrey Epstein. He was an American financier and a convicted sex offender who was accused of serial sex trafficking of women and girls while jailed and awaiting a federal sex trafficking trial. Supposedly, quote unquote, killed himself, supposedly, by hanging in the wake of 2019 death. Me personally, I don't believe that. I don't believe that reason because we have no actual proof he did that. Because especially nowadays, they keep a lot of things in secret. And what made you think they don't keep his death in secret? Because he sure had a lot of money to do it. Reason being because he was able to get away with all this. Was able to get away with all this. And nobody knew anything. Like, come on, man. Like, if I'm not aware of what's actually going on and, like, not upset or not even trying to seek the actual truth in this world, and you're truly, truly blind and you have to be awakened. Because this is just the beginning of what's to come. There's going to be more tragedies, more stories coming out, more evil and wickedness. But it's just the beginning, And I go to show you, like, who else on the top is continue doing that, continue his legacy of this sexual trafficking ring of children. There's things you gotta question, man. It's like, this stuff is serious, We're just brushing past it like it's not serious. These people that run major companies, billions of dollars, doing these type of things.
Communications between the rich and powerful, from the co-owner of an NFL team to billionaires like Elon Musk.
CNN teams are carefully sifting through the largest and what the Justice Department says is the last batch of Jeffrey Epstein files.
Friday's release of millions of pages related to Jeffrey Epstein provided a closer look at his connection to world elites from Hollywood to Washington, Wall Street, to Buckingham Palace and beyond.
Yeah, well, all those so-called news anchors and their newsrooms for a decade blacklisted this topic. They conditioned you to live in ignorance. They called it a conspiracy. They called me and so many others dangerous for even looking.
For all that is here, there has not been one single public investigation of any of this. Not from local police,
that's what I'm
not
saying.
from the FBI, no one. And that has to be the big question. Not for Podesta or for pizza parlor owners, But for law enforcement, based on what may be or may not be here, the big question is, why hasn't any investigation taken place?
Well, 10 years later, no investigation ever took place.
Sick, man.
It's
Sick.
a failure of a complicit government and also of a corporate media that didn't just ignore this evil. They helped to cover it up and keep it operating in the shadows. See, by refusing to engage honestly in 2016, by choosing mockery over investigation, by silencing questions instead of asking them, they created the very environment where this evil could thrive. See, they didn't kill bad information as they pretended. They guaranteed it would survive. See, I wasn't censored the way that I was because my reporting was false. I was censored because it was dangerous. Dangerous to narratives, dangerous to reputations, dangerous to a media culture that had grown comfortable acting as a gatekeeper rather than a watchdog. See, the unspoken rule was simple.
Crazy,
some questions
bro.
are not allowed.
What I'm saying is, like, when people are a threat to the system, people talk against the system, obviously it's you as a threat. And that's something we gotta do more and more. You know, because the truth will always prevail. Light will always be in the darkness. You know, and this is just the beginning of it. It's very twisted, guys. It's like, you know, it still makes me upset to this day, obviously, because all those lives was lost. And you know, all those people who truly devastated their lives, and it's truly sickening. But at the same time, it's the spirit in him. It's the spirit in him that obviously he's controlled by an evil entity, clearly possessing some type of demon, and it's all for Satan's kingdom, to feed his kingdom. So it's all part of a plan, you know, and it's just stuff that we cannot ignore, and we have to be aware. We have to be aware, and we have to expose the truth. I mean, not expose the truth, but we gotta expose the darkness with the truth. You know, because now I'm pretty sure people are gonna start losing faith in the system, in their law enforcement, things like that. If people get away with this type of stuff, and they got already labeled as a sex offender as well. Like, what made you think they're still not doing that right now? Oh, it's crazy.
Not because they're wrong, no, but because they lead to the truth. And the truth? Pizzagate, at least in the form of a cabal of elites and powerful people who delight in the physical and sexual abuse of children, is real. Remember how we started. Epstein is Pizzagate. But the other reality it's time to accept, Pizzagate is much more and much bigger than just Jeffrey Epstein.
I agree. Wow. I 100% agree with that. Because obviously there's other people in there. Bill Clinton was in there. Trump was in there. Bill Gates. He has certain emails about Elon Musk in there. So it's very disappointing, you know, to know that people, governments, you know, that's supposedly for the people. It's like, what happened? Like, it's for the people. What happened to that? I don't think that was ever a thing. I think it's all part of a system to keep us bound, keep us trapped, and keep us to realize, or to have this false reality. And it's evil, man. It's truly evil and wicked. But he's not the Lord Jesus Christ. He's the greatest of them all, and he's for everyone. And I encourage you to put your faith in him. I encourage you to turn and seek him, because he's the only one that can truly stop the wickedness. Truly stop the wickedness that's going on in the world today. And don't be distracted with these other streamers, other people that's making little content, things like that. This is wickedness, guys. Pure evil in plain sight. You You know, I encourage you to start exposing more of the darkness and shed it into light. I appreciate you tuning into this video. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. And don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate that. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts about this. Let me know if you're good about it. Let me know if you're walking in the faith, things like that. Read the comments. Appreciate y'all. See you on the next one.